Following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of gobble gobble. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking terrible holiday horror movies on today's episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. My name is Matthew Kadish, your belabored producer, filling in for Alex because he decided to go and play homeless today. Otherwise known as camping. How dare he take a vacation during our holiday horror week?
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, but today we are joined by our regular panel of fantastic nerds, starting with Matt Vader 74. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, Matthew.
You survived these movies okay?
No, I'm literally scarred. I'm scarred for life, especially after the one. It's like, oh.
We'll get there.
Oh, man.
We'll get there, buddy.
These movies are so bad, dude. Yeah. I can't even say how bad these movies are.
Well, it was funny because last Christmas we did an episode on holiday horror movies, but it was Christmas-themed holiday horror movies. Yeah. And Alex hates horror movies.
Yeah.
And so because
and also hates holiday movies.
And hates holidays in general. But because he wasn't going to be here this week, we decided to, kind of take movies that he would never watch and watch them. And Jude is mostly to blame for this. Hello, Jude. Welcome to the
dare you.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
So you actually chose 2 out of the 3 of these, right?
Did I?
Yes.
I don't know if that's accurate. I remember having a talk about it, and I think Tom was part of that discussion, and I'm going to go ahead and blame him because he's not here today.
I think he was.
I do think he was, yeah.
Well, since Alex isn't here, we have our fill-in guy, Danny the Dork Knight Ballard. Danny, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And sorry we had to put you through this show.
We'll talk about it.
We asked a lot of you this week, Danny.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Not only did Danny have to watch these terrible holiday horror movies, he also had to catch up on both Foundation and Invasion. So he has been pulling some late hours getting caught up with everything. So thank you, Danny.
Oh, no worries. No worries
Yes,
at all.
we appreciate that.
The trooper.
And before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to go to Apple iTunes and drop us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. We're trying to get 200 5-star reviews so we can get accredited as actual movie critics on Rotten Tomatoes. That'll help us get like kind of early screeners and sneak peeks at movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So if you guys wouldn't mind helping us out, we'd really appreciate that. And right after we come back from this short break, we're going to start talking about these terrible, horrible holiday movies so that you can feel our pain. So we'll be right back after this. Hey everyone, welcome back. And real quick, if you guys like what we do here and you want more of it, go check out saltynerdclub.com. That's our members area where you get 4 exclusive episodes per month, in addition to behind the scenes videos, Q&As, all types of extra content, both in audio and video, and all of it is ad free. So for less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can help support this podcast and help us get going. It's just $5 a month and you get tons of new content in addition to access to our members only Discord area where we talk about all types of cool stuff, such as terrible holiday horror movies, which we're going to be talking about right now. And the first one that we have up on the plate is called Thankskilling from 2009. Jude, take it away. What is Thankskilling all about?
I for sure picked this one.
You did. You'd actually seen this before, but apparently you blocked it out of your memory. So like when we were watching it, you kept reacting. I was like, haven't you seen this before? And you're like, maybe.
Every time is like the first time with Thankskilling. 2009, Thankskilling. Not rated, with a runtime of 1 hour, 10 minutes. Could not find a box office for this because it probably went straight to video. But does anybody want to guess what the budget was?
Danny?
$3,500.
V?
Whatever they could steal out of their mom's purse when they made it. $12.50.
Okay. I think Danny cheated because it was $3,500.
You're a cheater.
It was either this one or the other one that was $3,500. I couldn't remember. So
$3,500, really?
$3,500.
Is this our cheapest movie ever made?
Every single person in this movie is a porn actor.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
I did a little. I went down the rabbit hole, and unfortunately, but the very first shot of this movie is boobs.
Oh yeah,
and that chick is a retired porn star.
Yes,
but they were.
Her name is Wanda Lust.
Yeah, I've heard of Wanda.
I bet you have.
Yeah, let's just say that I had to delete some of my search history in case my kids went through the computer.
Bro, I have to do
Because
that.
I did not realize she was a porn star until I
I think
Looked her
there's
up.
several people, several of the female actors in this all did adult.
really, because
movies.
she's the only one that showed her. Because I was actually upset. I was like, I felt like they shot that later just to throw it in because nobody else would show their boobs.
No, they get the hook in you, and then they
That's
turn
how they
into
get
whatever
you.
this movie is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very first shot, just close up of the boob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
It's like, hello.
and then zoom out to two boobs.
yeah.
And then you go, oh man,
Because where
those are
there's
like,
one boob, there's usually a second right behind it. But let me tell you what this movie's about. Sit back, relax, and try to survive the most disturbing synopsis in Pilgrim history. 505 years ago, a turkey massacred anyone without a top on, and now he's back. According to the turkeyologists, the bloodthirsty gobble gobbler is out for blood, guts, and pussy. Kristen and her friends come back from a camping trip and unknowingly lead the killer turkey right to their loved ones in an epic Thanksgiving face-off.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
I
that
love
was,
this
that was
movie.
good. I just
What?
got that too.
Did you say-
I thought this movie was a lot of fun.
I love this movie. It's so terrible, but I love it.
You know what I thought during a lot of this thing, and it's funny that you would like this, is because I kept thinking to myself, Matt keeps talking about making a cheap ass movie on the cheap,
Uh-huh.
and this is exactly the kind of thing I picture in my head him making.
Yes, it is.
This is the type of movie I made when I was in high school
Yeah,
with my
That's
dad,
what-
with my dad's VHS
With
camera.
your porn star friends.
That's exactly what this looked like to me. It looked like it was made by high school students.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was actually made by college students during their summer break. No joke.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like they used a what was it, like a decoy turkey that people use, like hunters use, and they just put like a puppet head on it, and they shot it in 11 days, and basically like they had like an effects budget of like $200, and they just shot this movie, and it was you could tell that it's just a bad movie, and
Oh, yeah.
but it knows it's a bad movie,
Yeah.
and so like it's not afraid to lean into that.
I'm
That-
surprised you didn't make me watch the other two because there are 3 of these movies.
bro, I started the next one.
Technically, there's only two.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a movie. So, like at the end of this movie, it says, you know, Turkey will return in space.
Yeah.
And then like they went and they made a sequel to this, but the sequel is Thankskilling 3.
Uh-huh.
And in that movie, they're searching for Thankskilling 2 because that movie was so bad that like all copies of it were destroyed. But like they never actually made Thankskilling 2. So like this is one of the few movies I think of that actually just skipped its sequel and went right to the third movie. It's up there with like
Amazing.
Highlander. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's part of the joke.
It's
You know?
so bad. I mean, 3, 2, 3, whatever. I made it. I actually started. I pushed play just out
You
of
did not.
just out of morbid curiosity, and I made it about 10 minutes, and I said, nope, this is ludicrous. It's just no. I mean, it wasn't even. This movie, the first one, it has its weird charm.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. But the next one is just abysmally
Well, we
bad.
watched
It
the
was-
trailer for Thanksgiving 3, and the
Yeah.
trailer was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, oh, I want to watch that.
We'll probably watch it tonight.
It's got puppets in it and stuff, and it's just like, oh god, no! It was horrible. It was just so bad.
The acting in this,
Oh,
top notch.
Oh,
Oscar caliber.
Oscar worthy.
It's this group of friends, and they're getting out of school for like Thanksgiving break, and they decide to go camping, and their car breaks down. They're like, well, I guess we'll just camp here. And everyone in this car is like a trope.
Oh yeah.
There's the slutty girl. There's the girl next door with the police father. There's the nerd that he's like, thanks for letting me come, guys. There's the jock, and then there's the gross guy. So everyone in this knows exactly who their character is, and they punch it up to 11 in all of their dialogue.
And they're all crammed into the little Jeep. And
Yeah, and you know that Jeep was just like one of their cars.
It was somebody's dad's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the camping scene, they kind of did that because they couldn't find a house to shoot in, so they filmed it in the parking lot of a Wendy's that faced
Oh
like
my
you know the
God.
woods. I mean, this was truly like low budget filmmaking. But I found this movie hilarious, not just unintentionally hilarious, but the turkey itself is such a hilarious, like gobble gobble motherfucker. And there's a great scene in here where the slutty girl finds some guy, takes her back to his place. They're having sex like doggy style, and the turkey comes in, kills the dude, and then starts having sex with the girl. And the minute he finishes, he like kills her, and he's like, "You just got stuffed."
It's
So
terrible.
gross.
So terrible. The turkey puns.
Yeah, and he had a gravy flavored condom. Remember? that?
Yeah. Oh, so nasty.
Well, you don't want any babies when you're a turkey.
But he's gonna kill her anyway, so it don't matter. But
Yeah,
it's
right?
just, man, there's just this movie. I don't even know what to say. They were just so bad. I mean, I understand, man. You have such a weird sense of humor, man. You really do.
Why are you blaming him?
Because he liked it. He actually laughed at the turkey, the hand puppet turkey jokes, and I had to turn it off once, right? And then I go, okay, man, I can't do the whole bad taste thing where I just don't finish it, because that's what I did when he tried to make us watch that thing. But I've tried to at least finish these movies, even though I don't like them. And I trudged through this one. The next movie we talk about, I cheated, and
I don't blame you.
that was a bullshit movie.
We'll talk
but we'll
about
get
that.
that there in a minute. But this movie, I mean, I can see some of what they were trying to do, and it was so self-aware that it made it a little more amusing to me. You know what I mean? I like it when these terrible movies know that they're terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
this movie obviously shot on video.
Yeah.
Obviously onboard mics all the way. You know, like they didn't have any like third-party mics or anything like that. The special effects were like super like cheesy, lame.
Oh my god! Like when he eats the
The ghost turkey. Yeah.
yeah. That was,
Yeah.
But the acting's so bad. Like the main girl sounds like she's reading her lines every time she opens her mouth.
She probably was.
Johnny, I'm sorry about the things I said last night. I guess I was just a little freaked out, you know?
And there was this line in the movie that drove me nuts. And it was like, whenever they were talking to the slutty girl, they're like, "Your legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case."
Oh, please, Allie, your legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case.
Oh, snap.
And I kept turning
So
to
dated.
Jude. I kept turning to Jude. I'm like, that's not the joke. You don't shut cases. You close cases. Your legs are harder to close than the John Benet Ramsey case. And every time because they use this line multiple times for some reason. Because
And then every time it slayed.
It's like her legs are harder to shut than the John Benet Ramsey case.
Oh, shit. Dang. Damn, that was good.
Like they're in a van. They're like, her legs are harder to shut, and everybody dies.
yeah, everyone's like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
And then 5 minutes later, they say it again, and everyone dies again.
Yeah, but it triggered me every time I heard it, because I was like, that's not how the joke goes.
You want to make like a tree
And
get
get
out of
outta
here.
Yeah. I mean, it was the equivalent of that.
I don't even think anybody today under the age of 30 would even know who John Benet Ramsey is.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because in this era between 2006 and 2010 was kind of like the last era of shot on video, direct to DVD or direct to video films. Because now everything's HD. Like you have a better camera on your phone than what they shot this movie on.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's kind of interesting to see like at least two of these movies were like just shot on like home video style. And I don't know, there was just something about the humor in this movie. Like for instance, there's the main character's father is like the sheriff, and the turkey shows up at his house pretending to be a human, and he's just got like this ridiculous disguise on.
He's got like
He's
a
got like
mustache.
he's got like
and a hat.
yeah.
well, he
the
cut the
Groucho
dude's
Marx
face
mustache.
off, didn't
Well,
he?
yeah.
Not
After
yet. When
Oh.
he first shows
Oh,
up.
when he first shows up.
Yeah, when he first shows up, he's got like the
Groucho
Groucho Marx
Marx,
glasses and mustache.
And he's all, oh, they didn't tell me they had a midget friend.
Yeah.
yeah. The father
like, oh
thinks
my
he's a
God.
midget.
Oh my god.
And so like eventually the turkey kills the sheriff father and carves his face off and wears his face as a mask. And he's obviously a turkey, but all the kids who show up to the house think that it's the dad.
Including his
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah, that was. Thank God this movie was only 70 minutes. So when I got to that part, I was like, okay, so a little bit before that part, I had to stop the movie because I was just like, I had decided I needed to be high. I
get it.
There was no way I could I tried to watch it sober, but I was just like, no. So, I smoked and then I went back and I watched it and it was infinitely better when I was high. And I really appreciated that, how ridiculous that whole part was with the turkey pretending to be the dad and how stupid they all were. Yeah. And I was like, I cannot wait for all of these kids to die.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole movie, it knows it's stupid. It knows it's low budget. It knows it's bad. Like, for instance, the turkey hides out in this teepee, right? Because he comes from Indian ancestry. And you can tell that it's just like a tent that they like put on top of a pole.
Yeah.
Because it's not an actual teepee.
So they got some ski poles or something.
Yeah. And like, it's so small, but like when they're inside of it, it's like this huge tent. So like there's that.
That's the kind of stuff that I kind of appreciated because it just felt like, guerrilla movie making with that kind of stuff. And I kind of enjoyed that part. The parts I didn't like were just the weird stupidity of it. It's such a dumb movie. I wish they would have just made it a little more interesting, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it is what it is.
I think that, they leaned into the dumbness. Like there's a scene in this movie where a sex offender pulls up and sees the turkey and he's like, "Hey kid, you want to ride?"
Oh God, that part was so gross.
And he's like actively trying to like have sex with this turkey, and then the turkey kills him. But he makes him call up his daughter first.
Oh yeah.
While he's on the phone, the guy's like, "Please don't kill me. I have kids," and he's like, "Call him."
Yeah. Like the whole movie's filled with weird, fucked up stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say it all works, but for the most part, I was like, okay, I see the humor that they're going for.
Well, I think most of it collectively does not work, but that's what makes it work.
The case with all three of these movies today is they are the literal definition of that saying that we like to throw around is where we watch these movies so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Amen.
Do not, and I repeat, do not even waste 1 minute of your time thinking about watching these fucking movies.
Certainly don't pay to watch them.
They're the worst. These movies are so bad. I don't even know I can't even describe how shitty these movies are.
I love it when you get so mad.
I'm kind of pissed off that I had to waste my life. I mean, it's not even like Invasion on Apple TV bad that I waste my life on that. These movies, I want fucking reimbursed.
Well, fortunately,
somebody owes me money, and my time is not cheap. Okay,
fair enough. So I was watching. I watched the second movie we're going to review first, and then I watched this movie. And I was so thankful that this movie was short, like so much shorter, and goofier. Because and so my mom called, and you remember like when we did the campy space movies or whatever it was. I was telling you about my mom and Ice Pirates, and she just loves it. This is like her kind of shit, right? So I'm trying to explain it to her. I got to like pause or whatever, and she was like. Sounded interested in watching it, and I was like, Mother, I said that exact same line you just said. I was like, Mother, I'm watching this so you don't have to. She was like, well then I'll watch the podcast when it comes out and make the decision for myself. And I'm like, dear God, and she'll probably watch this movie, and she'll probably love this movie.
Let her like what she likes. Don't yuck her yum.
Oh God,
if my
I'm with you, Mama Ballard.
If my mom watched this movie, I would be mortified. I literally would be mortified that my mom exposed herself to
I'd be more mortified if she watched Easter Bunny Kill.
We'll talk about that.
We all feel bad about that movie.
Yeah, but the Thankskilling, like, yeah, it's bad, but it's one of those movies where, like, if you get drunk with some friends and you watch it, like, it's enjoyable. It's something that, like, you can have a good time watching.
Exactly.
It's hilariously absurd.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guarantee we're the only YouTube channel talking about this stupid movie, especially around the holidays.
This movie's going to take off.
What was
it's going to be the next Samurai Cop.
Maybe, what was that stupid movie we watched where everybody was dressed up like fucking villains from Power Rangers, and it was the demon dude who comes to take over the world.
Psycho Gorman?
Yeah, this movie's worse than that.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho Gorman was great.
It was awful. Awful movie, man.
I'm starting to question your taste in movies.
Dude, he has has terrible taste in movies.
Well, we all
We've
do,
agreed.
but
We've
in
agreed
our
on a
own
lot
ways.
of things, but like, I don't know. Like, but like you said,
You're
though.
the heckin' best. Yeah.
Well,
See? Like that stuff sticks
I haven't
with
seen
you.
that movie.
See the walls going up.
Wow. No, but I do totally agree that this is out of the 3 movies, this is definitely one of those, like, if you guys, if you're having just like a goofy like Friendsgiving and you guys are drinking or in my case, typically smoking, you're it's fun. You can be goofing off with it, and because like you said, it does not take itself seriously at all, and so which I appreciated, because I feel like the other movie tried to take itself seriously.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be like an art house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like
get there.
that one was more disturbing. This one was just like, especially after, I blazed up. I was just like, I was like, I'm on board for this. Yeah.
You had
Cartoon
to get through
turkey. Yeah.
I think this is one of those movies that maybe I would have had fun with if I had been like hanging out with Jude and we were half a bottle into Tito's. You know what I mean? And we could have,
That's what kind of movie this is.
that's the kind of movie this is. And it's not a sober movie by any streets. It's not a watch alone movie. And that was 2 strikes against me right there, because I watched it alone and sober. And I could still pick out a couple little bits that I thought were kind of humorous. I like the tropes of the kids, but it was just so cheaply made that I couldn't get past it. I have a hard time with cheap ass low effects.
That face
movies.
off scene is
It's
funny.
It's ridiculous.
It's funny.
But yeah.
I know
yeah.
Kadish really enjoyed the scene where in the beginning where the cop is having coffee.
Oh, and then
This coffee tastes like shit. That's because I shit in it.
It's because there's shit in it. And I'm like,
oh, and he's got the fakest mustache.
His mustache is glorious.
Oh yeah. It's so
fake.
obviously
It
fake.
looks like a broom.
and like, so like he's sitting there at the kitchen table. It's the first time we meet the main character's father, who's also the sheriff, and his wife is serving him coffee, and he's like, why does this coffee taste like shit? And the wife holds up the coffee pot, and it's got little turds in it. She's like, because I shit in it, I want a divorce. And then she walks away, and he's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that
his daughter calls and he's like, by the way, your stepmother's leaving me.
Yeah.
Oh, and he has like the little like a kid's sheriff hat on, like it's so like
Yeah, with the plastic bag.
that's like the
Yeah.
third scene of the movie. After you get the splash page with the gross fat titties and the first turkey killing the pilgrim.
Yeah.
And then you get to the shit coffee. And so like I'm 5 minutes into this thing and I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously, I was just like, I'm already done. I'm already out of it at that
what
point.
did you put something on Discord that was funny? You're like, I can't even, or something. I can't remember what you put.
Oh, I was angry.
Yeah, you just like,
I
what the
was so
fuck?
fucking mad, dude. It's like, goddamn Jude. That's where I was going.
And we should point out that the turkey got resurrected by a dog pissing on its sacred totem.
Yeah.
What did the turkey say when he killed the topless pilgrim at the beginning? What was it?
He
Nice
said,
tits,
"Nice tits,
bitch.
bitch."
Yeah.
Nice tits, bitch.
Nice tits, bitch.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
And then and then he kills the dog.
The turkey has the best dialogue in the whole movie.
Oh, the turkey is the best actor in
Yeah,
the whole
totally.
thing.
It's the director.
Yeah, he's the writer-director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He voiced the turkey.
Stupid little laugh. The stupid little laugh. Stupid bitch. He's like, stick around, bitch. I'm like,
He just
oh.
got stuffed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like awful. It's awful. I don't even know what else to say about this thing. It's
Let's rate it.
I mean,
that's
gobble
easy.
gobble, motherfucker.
It's
Yeah.
the tagline of the movie.
Yeah. It's on
it's
there.
like you want us to rate it? Are we
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I want you to rate it.
Yeah, this is easy. This is a 1-star crap fest. It's right. It's like
You're not going to leave any room
no,
for the other
no,
movies?
I'm not, because there's no room to give. I mean, I can't even give this a half star for titties, because the titties were old and gross and fat, and they're just nasty. It's just
There must be something wrong with me. I
It's
thought
just-
those were some glorious movies.
no, man. This was just no. 0 stars. 1-star crap fest. Big fucking fat brown eye staring you right in the middle.
So
of the
so
freaking
which
forehead.
one is it? 1 star or no stars?
It's a 1-star crap fest.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to give it a score.
No.
0 is a lack of score. So
For sure. But like
0 is
I've
the
given
absence of score.
yeah, it's like
I've given a 0 before because I remember I was on the way over here. I was talking to Kadish and I was like, I really wish now I hadn't given that Beyond the Stars a
Battle
0,
Beyond the
or
Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars a 0 because
now
of
your
these
zeros
movies-
mean nothing.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
this is a brown eye of a brown eye. It's a brown eye in a brown eye. Yeah, it's terrible. Awful movie. Awful.
Jude,
Yes.
what would you score this?
Okay, so I'm not going to score it against an actual good movie. I'm going to score it in the vein of movie that it is. What it is a terrible holiday movie. And I think it was successful at what it set out to be. This is not the first time I've watched this movie.
The first time you remember watching it, though.
I remember parts. And like we said, you shouldn't go into this sober. So there were several parts of that I was watching it as though it had been the first time. I'll probably watch it again. I think it's funny, but know what it is before you go into it.
Yeah.
Don't watch it looking for a good holiday flick. That's not where we're at here. It's a terrible holiday movie. It's a raging success. That being said, it's not a good movie.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna go middle of the road with it, and I'm gonna give it 2.5 gravy flavored condoms.
Okay, no, thank God. If she said 3 or 4, I was literally going to take the headset off.
Walk out. Like out.
I
Yeah.
just like I can't even. So thank
I
God.
gotta leave room because we're gonna talk about something that's way worse.
Oh yeah.
All right, Danny, what would you rate this?
I can't go back and change the rating for that other one. So, and I got to leave some room for. Gosh,
You
1 star. I'll
1
give it
star.
1. I really don't want to, but I'll give it 1 star.
It's a 1-star crap fest.
I mean, I really wish I'd have gotten high before I watched it, not in the middle of it. You know what I mean? And I probably would be like her. I'm probably like 2.5 easy, man. This was so much fun. Yeah. But like, whew, man, it was, thank God it was only 70 minutes. So 1 star crap fest.
Yes.
Kadish, where do you stand?
All right. So this movie reminds me of like I used to watch my friends in film school. Like they'd go off and make stupid movies and we'd get together and watch them. Like that's what this movie reminds me of because I think that's pretty much what it was.
Totally
like,
see that. Yeah.
some film school guys just got together over the summer break and made a movie. I need to separate enjoyable from good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So because a movie's enjoyable, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Like if you look at The Room from Tommy Wiseau, that's an example of an objectively bad movie that is extremely enjoyable
Yes.
because it's bad. So this movie on a technical level is not a good movie. I'd probably give it a 1-star crap fest on if I was rating it objectively. Subjectively, I had a really good time watching this movie. It was like the humor hit me just right. I had a good time cracking jokes about it with Jude. So on an enjoyment level, I could give this movie a 3 stars.
Wow.
Because
Dang.
Good for you, babe.
yeah, I think
Were
like,
you sober?
yeah, I'm always sober.
No, my bad.
But the funny thing is like because Jude and I crack jokes during the movie and we're kind of engaged with it
Right.
and having a good time, we watch these movies differently than you guys do. And so I just think that if you like this type of campy movie, you're going to enjoy Thankskilling, which was actually originally called Death Turkey.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Death Turkey.
and they could never figure out a name to give the turkey, so they just called it Turkey, which I thought was kind of funny.
Uh-huh.
But this movie has a lot of like kind of creativity and ingenuity to it. It's got like a good, stupid sense of humor. It knows it's a bad movie,
Yeah,
and
very
it
self-aware.
and it leans into it. It was made for $3,500. It's available on Amazon, and I believe Danny, where did you watch it for? free?
Tubi for free on Tubi.
Yeah, with commercials.
Yeah.
So like it's out there.
Yeah.
People can watch this. And I would actually recommend that if people like this type of movie, like the Mystery Science Theater bad movie,
Yeah.
check it out. It might be something fun to watch with your buddies.
Yeah, I really
on
wish
drinking night.
I hadn't watched it alone.
Yeah.
Like I would have had way more fun with
Yeah,
it.
don't watch this like it's a job or a chore.
Yeah.
Watch it because you want to and watch it with someone.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping by the time we have another round of these, like maybe next year, that we are in a dedicated space and we have more time to do this, where we can all watch some of these movies together.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be fun.
For work, as part of the
Yes.
work day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, the more patrons we get,
know.
the closer we are to that dream.
SaltyNerdClub.com.
yeah.
Okay, so that was Thankskilling. I think we can all agree that this is not a good movie, but depending on your particular taste, you can indeed enjoy it. So, but unlike our next movie,
Our
which is
next
called
one, we do not recommend.
Easter Bunny Kill Kill, and we'll be talking about that one right after we get back from this break. Hey everyone, welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us through these terrible, horrible holiday horror movies. Our next movie that's coming up is, it's a big one. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you that if you want to support the show, please give us 5-star reviews on Apple iTunes. We're trying to get 200 5-star reviews in order to get accredited as an actual movie review podcast. And also, if you want to support the show, go to saltynerdstore.com. You can pick up some of our merchandise, our branded shirts, and all that good stuff.
Which none of us are wearing today. Oh, Vader is.
I got my Barbarian Space Viking shirt.
Yeah, and Danny's wearing a Salty Nerd
Yeah.
shirt. So we do rock the swag occasionally, but if you want to rock the swag as well, go to saltynerdstore.com. All right.
And take a picture of yourself wearing it and send it to us because we want to see you in it.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the socials. All right, guys. Easter Bunny Kill Kill. Jude, what is this movie all about?
Okay, I would just like to say I did not pick this. I remember when we were talking about it, I said there's a movie called Easter Bunny Kill Kill, and somebody else said we gotta watch that. And I think it was Tom, who's not even
I think
here.
it was Tom. We're blaming Tom.
So, 2006, Easter Bunny Kill Kill, not rated, with a runtime of 1 hour, 30 minutes. Again, could not find a box office for this, but does anybody want to guess the budget?
How long was this movie?
It was 1 hour,
and a half.
30 minutes.
That's about an hour and 30 minutes too long.
Yes.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
This movie's terrible. So 2006, what do you think the budget was?
2,500.
Okay.
How much does a camcorder cost?
$90.
$90.
This movie cost $90,000
Wow.
to make.
What?
Yeah.
$90,000?
Yeah. I think it was all in cocaine and hookers.
It had to be.
Yeah.
This movie is literally 30 times more expensive than Thankskilling was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm shocked right now.
Let me tell you about it.
Yes, please.
So, Mindy, a single mom of Nicholas, her special needs son, has a new boyfriend. It's Easter Sunday, Nicholas's favorite holiday. Mindy has to work, but her new boo, Remy, a serial killer, volunteers to babysit. When Remy invites a bunch of hookers and pedophiles over for an Easter party, a masked vigilante comes to the rescue, murdering the fuck out of everyone who enters the house with ill intent, saving Nicholas and Easter.
Man.
This movie was insulting to watch.
I felt bad about myself.
This movie made
Watching
me
it.
want. I was offended. Me,
Mm-hmm.
guys. I was offended on every level.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
offended that my
when-
brain had
I
to watch this
regretted
movie.
it so much.
It made me feel dirty
Yeah. When I.
into my bone marrow.
Had I not
okay?
already known that Danny had watched it, 10 minutes in, I
Oh, God.
wanted to be like, never mind, you guys, never mind.
We're doing
But
two
I knew
shows
you
this
already
week.
had it. I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah. Because I was telling my mom,
Oh, God, you
Why
told
do
your mother
why
about
do you
this?
tell your mom about
because
this
remember I
stuff?
talked to, I watched this one first because I watched them in order of the calendar order. So Easter and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I talked to her, about 20 minutes into the Thankskilling one. So, I was explaining to her why I was watching these fucked up movies. And I was telling her how I was offended. And she was like, whoa, you were offended by, like, really? You of all people? And I was like, Mom, first of all, as a parent of a special needs kid, like this movie has no place existing,
None.
in my opinion. It is in very, very poor taste.
Yes.
It certainly does not age well. The liberal use of remember when it was like a big controversy when Tropic Thunder, never go full retard,
Yeah,
and then there was the argument about how if you're Matt, if I were like, well, you're a fucking retard, that's different than like calling someone with special needs a retard. Like you don't normally, people don't do that. You know what I mean? Or at least decent people don't do that.
No.
And the fact that like they even made up a diagnosis. I Googled it. What she said her son had isn't even a real thing.
Yeah.
So what do they call mental retardation, cerebral palsy? I mean, those are two different things. It was like it's not even a real thing.
I
what
did
she
not
said
even
was?
catch
Yeah.
that.
It's just
She said it was MR. She said it was MRCP, and I was like, that's not a thing.
Yeah. So we should point out that the woman's son in this, Nicholas, is a special needs kid, and it's kind of interesting because this movie, it's insulting, it's objectively bad on every single level. But the one thing I did notice is that the actors in it, by and large, there are exceptions, but the actors in it are pretty good. The guy who played Remington, the serial killer,
I believed him.
Yeah,
100%.
No, he was really good in his line delivery, and the one who plays Nicholas, Ricardo Gray, I mean, it was painful to watch him portray, a special needs kid, especially like there's one scene where he's singing along and dancing to a record, and it just goes on and on, and he's doing all these like hand motions and stuff, and it's painful to watch.
Yeah, and that's called, like, for those who don't know, that's called stemming. So whenever a special needs kid has like some kind of tic or something like that, it's short for like stimulation. It's a way for them to kind of like stay stimulated because they have to do that. I can tell that they were trying to go for edgy, but it went beyond edgy. It went to insultingly bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Extremely poor taste. Extremely.
And the entire time we're watching this movie, so first of all, it all takes place in one location pretty much. It takes place in this house. Mm-hmm. And there are tarps everywhere in this house.
That was the funniest thing about this movie.
Yeah. And they kind of explain it away in the movie by saying like, oh, we're having remodeling done. But like our theory was that this house really was like being remodeled, and the person remodeling it decided to shoot a movie while the people were out of their house.
Yeah.
Or that it was somebody's house that was like, don't get fake blood or anything all over my house. You know what? I'm putting these tarps up before you start filming here. And it was just, there was plastic tarp everywhere.
Yeah, it almost looked like a Dexter murder room.
It did, yeah.
But the funny thing was like in the dining room, so like some of the drywall was ripped down, so you could see like the studs and stuff like that. And there's a scene where one of the hookers, when they come to the house, she's in the kitchen, and the only child in this house is supposed to be Nicholas. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture of a young daughter on the fridge, which obviously belongs to the people who actually own the house, that the filmmakers just didn't bother to take down.
I got to check that out. No, I'm not going to.
Yeah, but I mean, like everything in this movie is like they take on Mexicans, they take on special needs people. Everything in this movie is insulting.
This was another one of those movies where there were no subtitles. Like when in the beginning, where the guy, the Mexican man whose tools she's.
And they're just talking to
they're
each
just
other
like arguing
in Spanish.
And there's no subtitles.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people who don't speak Spanish have no idea what they're saying.
No idea.
I can't with this movie. I've never sat through 90 minutes of a movie that I should have turned off 20 minutes into it and felt more uncomfortable for 90 minutes of my life than I did watching this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like horror movies and stuff, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's that kind of stuff. It's just not my kind of thing. And I feel weird and gross when I watch those movies, but it's different.
Yeah.
This movie made me felt ashamed that I watched it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
it's only ever happened to me one other time.
I'm not even Catholic, and I feel like I need to go to a Catholic church and get in one of those little boxes.
It's a confessional
and confess that I watched this thing. It's so horrible. It's
the whole
awful.
time I kept saying this is not the movie I thought that we were signing up for.
No,
I thought we were going to watch a slasher about the Easter Bunny coming to kill. Yeah. Like the next movie that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
This is not at all what I thought it was.
At first, it opens up and it felt very like Clerksy to me. Like
no,
the very opening scene, because it's a clerk at a convenience store.
Yeah, Remington dressed as the Easter Bunny is sticking up a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh god, okay. So I figured so he's gonna be the serial killer, and here's
I thought that too.
But it was like no, it just like got progressively worse and worse. And The only time I've ever felt this bad, like watching a movie, it was another horror movie,
I'm glad I'm
and I don't remember the name of it, thankfully, so I don't have to. But I watched it in 2004, and I want to say it was like what caused me to rent it, because this was back when Hollywood Video was a thing, was the blurb on it was from Stephen King. And he was basically saying like it's the most fucked up movie he'd ever seen.
Never trust Stephen King. One of the worst parts about this movie is like the filmmaker who made it, you can obviously tell that he was taking himself very seriously. Like there's a scene in here where Remington picks up 2 streetwalkers who are way too attractive to actually be streetwalkers.
Oh, I thought they were like real streetwalkers. I didn't think they were attractive at all.
I don't know if you've ever seen actual streetwalkers.
I see
they
them
don't
daily,
look like that. Yeah,
daily at work.
But well, we're in Vegas, so here he's in a car with these 2 girls. He's doing cocaine. Titties are flying everywhere, and it's obvious that he's not actually driving. And there's green screen in the background.
God, yes.
and in fact, like the green screen's so bad that they like blew up the footage of traveling down the street so big that it's like you can't tell what's behind him. And in some shots, they don't even bother to get rid of the green screen or to chroma key it, and it's just like you see the green screen, and you could tell that this was like his Natural Born Killers Oliver Stone.
Yeah, it was like really weird cuts and editing with it.
Yeah, I mean, like he was
up.
trying to be Oliver Stone basically in this scene, and you're just like, no, this is not right. Like everything about this movie is wrong.
Yeah.
I couldn't even enjoy the boobies.
No, me neither.
I don't think either of those 2 girls who played the hookers, I don't think that they're actual. I think they were just like either actual hookers or somebody's friend.
It's like, hey, you want to make $50?
Yeah,
Come on.
I think that's Candy and Brooke. Candy, this is the only movie that she's done. And Brooke, the actor who played her, she did one other movie. And she played a nurse. So I don't even think they're actual actors.
Yeah, and there's a weird scene in this movie where the Mexican handyman who was doing the remodeling of the home. So at the beginning of the movie, they kick him out because he said something to Nicholas, apparently, that the mom didn't approve of. So he sneaks back in to get his tools. And while he's there, he decides he's going to take a shit in the bathroom. And it's one of those like pink tiled blue bathrooms that you're just like, what were people thinking when they did this? That this house really does need to be remodeled. But like there's this big long scene where you see him taking a poop. And then he goes to get like the toilet paper, and there's like 1 ply of toilet paper right there. And you're just sitting here and it's like,
this scene went on for so long.
Oh God, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was so long.
But who breaks into a house and then decides to take a poop, while they're there to like get like a very specific thing? It was so bad. And then the worst part is when the hookers show up, one of the hookers has to go to the bathroom. And so she goes to the exact same terrible bathroom and gets assaulted by the Easter Bunny while she's taking a pee. And it's just like, oh, come on, movie. Like do we really need to see people pooping and peeing?
Man, there was so like every time you thought that this movie could not get any worse, it did.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry that I saw it. And I'm sorry that I'm talking about it.
Yeah. It's just...
Final thoughts.
Let's go around the table. Vader, how would you rate this movie?
Oh, we don't even want to talk about
we don't need to.
The twist at the end and who the killer was.
Turns out it was the mom all along.
There you go.
And who gives a shit? It's just
the mom would dress up as the Easter Bunny and murder anyone who had been mean to her son, even though she spent half the movie slapping the shit out of him.
Right, which
Awful.
So
awful.
I mean, you guys know me. I am not easily offended. I dislike a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff actually offends me.
Yeah.
Makes me feel dirty, makes me feel gross as a human. This movie did all of those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am begging you, if you're watching this video that we're making right now, don't watch this movie.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
It will ruin your day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a pile of shit. And if I can't even, I have to give it a 0.
Yeah.
I can't even give it a score.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Because it's just a pile of shit. It's a terrible, terrible movie. And I'm kind of angry that somebody wanted to fucking make this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
Yeah.
There's nothing about this movie that is I don't even know what the fuck.
That needed to be put to film.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
about it. Nothing. It's a pile of shit.
Horrible.
And I'm angry I had to waste 90 minutes of my life.
I'm angry for you.
Yeah. 0 stars. Worst movie we've ever watched for this podcast. that's
be,
and,
yeah.
and that's accounting bad taste.
Yeah.
So-
I usually hold bad taste at the barometer for bad movies.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Like as awful as bad taste was, and how like sick I felt after having watched it, like this made me ashamed. Like you said, this made me feel bad about me that I actually watched this. I feel like I'm on somebody's list right now. It's like a predator that has to be watched to make sure that I don't like abuse anyone or like attack anyone. I hate this movie. I wish I had never seen it. And I 100% agree with you. This is a 0. I can't even rate it. It's horrible. Do not watch this movie.
No.
All right, Danny, what did you think of this movie?
I 100% agree with the two of you. I love you guys, but fuck you for making me watch this movie.
I accept that.
And that's the only like you were saying you feel like bad about yourself for watching it and like you feel like you're on a list. I am just I'm relieved that I can blame you guys for me watching this movie. I implore you.
Yeah.
Do not watch this movie.
We
So
had
bad.
no information
Yeah,
about
like,
this movie before we chose it. We chose it because of the name.
Yeah.
It's not at all what we thought.
So bad. And if you guys weren't just kidding about Tom recommending this movie, if Tom saw this and recommended it,
God.
Oh, I guarantee nobody has ever seen this
okay,
before.
because
Yeah, we selected it solely based on the title.
okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, this is the 0.
Yeah.
That, this is why I wish Battle Beyond the Stars I hadn't given a 0, because this is the worst movie I've ever seen
Compared to
in
this,
my
Battle
life.
Beyond the Stars did not deserve that.
No, it didn't. And so I feel bad. I'll take that back. I'll give that a 1. This is a 0. It is easily the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You know, on
So
so
happy.
many levels.
So happy you guys feel the same.
Yeah.
Kadish, please don't let me down.
All right, so this movie made me feel dirty
Yes.
Yes.
watching it.
Yeah.
And it's the worst type of bad movie, like I said before. I mean, just on every level, the cinematography is terrible. It's like they didn't know how to work the camera. There are times where they're meant to be a close-up on the actor, and instead you get like a close-up of their back hair. You know?
Yes.
So like the cinematography was like super bad. The lighting was bad. There's a scene where, for some reason, in their apartment they have this this lamp that's hanging down to like eye level in front of a mirror. And they have a scene where Remington is in front of this mirror getting all like gussied up. And there's this huge bright lamp in front of him where he's got like this sliver of mirror that he's doing this. I was like, why didn't you just move the freaking lamp? You know, you have the murder hallway.
You're asking too much.
Yeah. You have the murder hallway where no one ever gets murdered into it. It's just like tarp after tarp after tarp. You have like the green screen issues. You have the lack of subtitles for like the people speaking Mexican. There was actually kind of a funny
Spanish.
Spanish, babe.
there's actually kind of a funny scene in here where the Mexican repairman comes back with his wife and a friend of his, and he keeps talking in Spanish, and the friend's just like, dude, I don't speak Spanish. Speak American.
Yeah.
you know, and the guy's like, what do you mean you don't speak Spanish? And he's like, you're Mexican, aren't you? And he's like, I grew up in California, you know.
I was born in East LA.
Yeah, exactly. So like there was some humor to the movie, but overall it was trying to be edgy and it failed on every single level. I would not give this a 0 star. I would give this -5 stars.
Yeah.
That's more apt.
The worst rating I could ever give a movie is -5 stars. And this is the only -5 star movie I can ever think I've seen, because there are movies that are bad and you're just kind of like, oh, that was bad. But this movie actually makes you feel bad for having watched it.
You want to go take a shower after it.
Yeah,
And scrub really hard.
Yeah.
I didn't know
like
that was an
pumice.
option. So can I
I
change
didn't
mine
either.
to -5?
with like the rocky pumice soap.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that scene in The Crying Game where you're curled up in the shower
Make me stop. Yeah.
make me feel clean again.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And we did basically pick this movie because we were looking for like holiday themed horror movies, and the title of this movie was funny. It's Easter Bunny, kill, exclamation point, kill, exclamation point.
Well, they got us.
Yeah, they certainly tricked us.
I feel duped.
I would recommend not watching this movie, but beyond that, destroying every copy of it you possibly can, and boycotting any service that offers this movie.
Take this shit off.
It is that bad.
So bad.
Yeah. It's You know what? I'm not even going to promote where it is, but it's actually free on a couple platforms.
Don't do that.
You know, I'm not, but it's like I want to almost start a letter writing campaign.
Don't put that evil on us, Ricky.
to make sure, like, you know, just be like, you shouldn't have this on your streaming service.
It's so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not easily offended people.
No, we're not.
This offends all of us.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, guys, that was Easter Bunny Kill Kill, probably one of the worst movies we've ever seen. And I'm someone who likes bad taste, and even though I'm saying this movie was bad. So that was our review, and we'll be right back after a word from these sponsors. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us after our previous review. Anyway, if you like us discussing movies and you want to join in on the discussion, go check out our Discord at saltynerdiscord.com. That's where we have our budding community. We also have one growing on Facebook. So if you search for the Salty Nerd Podcast on Facebook, you can find our group on there. And we love talking about movies and what we're watching and all sorts of good stuff. Vader, you're pretty active on the Discord. How good is it over there?
The Discord's actually really fun. We've got like 100 or so people on there now, and it's growing.
Is it that many?
Yeah,
good for us.
whenever I say at everyone, the number goes up because it gives you a little warning. It's like, are you sure you want to send this out to everybody? That's 110 people. And it's like, well, yes, boom, send
And
it.
you know what? Good for
So,
all
yeah.
of you for joining us over there. We really like interacting with you guys over there.
Yeah.
You know, I know Alex really appreciates it because, you know, he banned himself from Twitter, gave me that account because he was just over Twitter, and but he likes to have a place to interact
Yeah.
with everybody, and that's his thing over there. And I go there daily now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are surprised at how much access they get to us through the
Yeah.
Discord because we all of us are on there. And,
We
and
love chatting with
interacting.
you guys.
If you're not on our Discord, and I see some people in like spaces and stuff that go to saltynerddiscord.com, it's an open invitation to anybody who listens to the show to come over and hang out. So
Yep. All right. So our final movie of these horrible holiday movie episodes is Santa's Sleigh from 2005. Danny, you're going to be playing the Jude role in this one.
Yes,
Take
I
it
gave
away.
the reins over to Danny because he is a super fan of somebody who's in this movie. So take it away, Danny.
Oh, thank you. So Santa's Sleigh came out in 2005, had a runtime of 1 hour and 18 minutes, so also mercifully short. Apparently, its box office was only $6,900, and nobody could find its budget
Right.
anywhere. So,
Well, you know why it's so low, right?
well, it went straight to DVD.
Well, so in order to back in 2005 and in the 2000s, in order to get put on store shelves like a Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, a movie had to have had a theatrical run. And so oftentimes what they would do for straight to video releases is they would release it in one theater. And so that $6,900 figure that it made at the box office was what it made off that one theater that it was released to, so that it could go to direct to DVD and get into the video store.
well, that makes sense.
Between then and now, we're the only people who tried to watch this movie and paid for it. Danny, what was it rated?
Rated R, which
Our only movie here today
That had an
has the
actual rating.
yeah, well, and actual production value and things like
and
that.
recognizable actors.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
I was shocked.
Yeah. So the first, okay, we'll get into that in a second. Let me read the little synopsis here. So 1,000 years ago, Bill Goldberg, AKA Santa, AKA 1998 Wrestling Observer Rookie of the Year, one-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, two-time WCW US Champion, one-time WCW Tag Team Champion with Bret Hart, whose career he instantly ended, by the way. And a bunch of other wrestling accolades, two-time Universal Champion, blah, 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 Hall of Famer. This Santa Claus lost a bet to Grandpa Yulson, played by Robert Culp, who you guys might remember as the President of the United States from the Pelican Brief. So I was very surprised to see him in this.
And Man from Uncle.
Yes. The terms of the bet were that Santa Claus would have to stop murdering, and for 1,000 years, Christmas would be a time of joy instead of a murder fest. Once this finally came to an end, Santa got back to the way things were always meant to be, spreading Christmas fear, casually spearing the naughty and the nice residents of Hell Township, all the while keeping an eye out for that rascal archangel that tricked him 1,000 years ago. He's got a hole to hell with Grandpa Angel's name on it, and Santa Goldberg wants revenge for having to be nice for the last millennium.
Discuss.
Very good.
Oh my God. So
That opening scene had me fooled. when it had all those
Right?
stars in it.
It's got Fran Drescher, it's got
Oh,
James
yeah.
Caan, it's got Chris Kattan,
Chris Kattan.
it's got Rebecca Gaylord, like all these
Gayheart.
actors that Gayheart.
All Jewish, by the way.
Yeah. Every single person at that Christmas dinner was Jewish.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
Bill Goldberg's Jewish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he shows up and instantly murders every single big name actor in this movie.
Yeah.
Like they showed up for one day to do that scene.
Scott Conn is not even, or James Caan, sorry.
James Caan.
He's not even credited. Everybody else in that scene
Yeah,
is in
he's
the
like,
credits.
take my name off that.
Yeah, he's
fucking
like,
movie."
I couldn't believe that. But I did think it was an interesting way to start the movie.
Yeah, this had the best production value.
Oh, easily.
This looked the best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was the best movie we watched for this week.
I was shocked to see that Matthew Leonetti was the cinematographer on this movie because he's like a big time cinematographer. He's done some amazing movies, and the movie did look good. It was
Yeah.
well lit, but like it's such a silly movie. And honestly, I had the most fun with this movie this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg was like the most badass Santa I think I've
he
ever
was
seen.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a beard that would make Vader jealous.
Oh,
yeah.
no, his look was on point.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
no, he looked great. He really did as a psycho Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
But his introduction, the first thing he does is kill a dog,
Yeah.
if that tells you anything.
It's-
and then he kills Fran Drescher by setting her hair on fire and then drowning her in eggnog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he rolls around town with his hell deer on his sleigh.
It's,
Yeah.
it's more like a buffalo.
It's a buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Great white buffalo.
Which they kept calling it a reindeer. I go, that's not a reindeer. It's an albino
They kept
buffalo.
calling it a hell deer. Deer look very different in hell than they do,
Oh, okay.
you know,
I like
in
buffalo.
Ohio.
Tatanka.
But one of the weird things was that so there was an actor who appeared in this movie just out of the blue for no apparent reason. It was Tommy Tiny Lister,
Yeah.
also known as Zeus from No Holds Barred, the Hulk Hogan movie.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
That was him, wasn't it?
And he was also from Friday.
Yeah.
And he just showed up for like no reason. Like they made a big deal of introducing him. And,
He's like the
and-
gas station attendant.
Yeah. And the main character buys some gum from him, and that's like the only time that you see him in the movie. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't come back later.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
This movie felt like whoever made this movie had a lot of favors that he could call in
Yes.
in
Yeah.
town. And it's like, hey man, I really would like you to like come be in my movie for the day, and then we're square. Yeah, that's what I feel like happened.
Yeah.
And he
Remember
knew
that time I bailed you out of jail?
Yeah.
I need you to come
Yeah.
over here for a day.
Yeah,
It's like-
it really did feel really self-serving.
Yeah.
Like
It's like, you know those pictures I got of you doing that stuff you shouldn't have been doing? It's like, come be in my movie and I'll rip them up. You know, that's a lot of that going
Well,
on.
it's funny because Douglas Smith, he plays Nicholas Yulson, so Saint Nick, basically. So he's this teen kid. You might recognize him from Big Love if you ever watched that.
yeah.
And then he's got his love interest, Mary, the Virgin Mary, played by Emily DeRaven from Lost.
From Lost,
So like they're really recognizable people
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe I never heard of it before.
I'd heard of it only because of wrestling, because they were making a big deal out of Bill Goldberg being in a movie,
Uh-huh.
and it was just so bad it immediately ended his film career. So
Oh no, it wasn't good.
yeah,
I mean, Bill Goldberg, all he actually did was do a few wrestling moves.
yeah.
in the
Oh, he
Santa
did.
Claus
He did
outfit.
all of his wrestling.
I thought he was great.
I don't think he had any lines. That he had
No, he did it. He had lines.
Goldberg was fantastic
Yeah.
in this movie
Yeah.
as Killer Santa Claus.
Yeah, there was that funny line where he was like, you look like you put on some weight, and he talks about Mrs. Claus like cooking for him and stuff. Like,
Well,
No,
also at the end of the movie, he has his catchphrase, "Who's next?"
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he had
Yeah.
that in there, and
And
he actually met his wife on this movie.
Did he?
Yeah, his wife is a stunt performer named Wanda Ferriton, and he
I had
met her
no
on this
idea.
film and got married.
Well,
Well, I guess there was something to good come out of
yeah,
this thing.
like, well, right on.
I feel like this was like the anti-Lifetime Hallmark movie.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Because
It's like,
it
there's all
felt
these-
like it, but
Well,
like,
yeah, it had
R-rated,
kind of like
you
the
know?
same production value.
Yeah.
But very not Hallmark.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and this movie, it's very tongue in cheek. It knows what it is. So like the flashbacks where Nicholas is learning about like the true history of Santa and Christmas.
Oh,
It's made in that like kind of stop motion animation.
the
like the
claymation.
classic.
I loved that part.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like, so it almost kind of reminded me of Krampus. Like when we reviewed Krampus, that was a great movie,
I loved
and it
Krampus.
turned kind of like Christmas on its head. It was really interesting, and I found this movie to be like very entertaining as well. Like the acting was good in it, the cinematography was good, the jokes landed for me. I mean, it did have it like kind of some weird things. Like Vader did. So first of all, this movie was shot in Alberta, Canada. And did you, at the end of the movie, Santa is trying to kill Nicholas and Mary in this ice rink. Did you recognize that ice rink at all?
I did not.
It's the exact same ice rink where the climactic hockey game of Wolf Cop 2 was set in.
Is that amazing?
I guess so. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Wolf Cop 2 was also
Yeah.
shot up in Alberta. So it's kind of funny because, like, you know, they didn't change anything in the hockey rink. And I was like, that's the hockey rink from Wolf Cop 2.
Another classic that we reviewed on this show.
Yeah. So there's a body count of 41 deaths in this movie, and Santa is responsible for all of them. What did you guys think of the killer Santa aspect of this film, Danny?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Like what was the backstory? He was like actually the son of Satan or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And-
Well, when they started, the little, I've always thought it was funny that Santa is just Satan with the N and the T backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always really find that intriguing. So, but yeah, he's supposed to be the son of Satan.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
I loved how like he stabbed the dude's hands to the table and made him watch his entire family get killed
Yeah.
right in front of him.
Yeah, and Rebecca Gayhart's like, but I've been good. And Santa's just like, blah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
So
I thought they were inventive, fun. You know,
What was your favorite kill?
I don't know, probably at the titty bar, because this movie had no shortage of.
Oh, there were some titties.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
this.
Half star for titties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Santa goes to the local titty bar in Hell's Township.
Oh, that's right. The town was Hell.
Hell,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
and had burns it down.
Isn't the strip bar called like the Gold Digger or something?
Yeah.
like that?
yeah.
And the local pastor, played by Dave Thomas, goes there a lot.
Oh
He
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
starts
regular.
making it rain.
He's
yeah.
a regular.
Yeah. So I don't know, like maybe the bounce. I don't know, like they were all kind of fun. I like he already mentioned the Fran Drescher one. That one was funny.
That's my favorite kill.
Yeah. Where like because they didn't like make he like made like a piece of coal or something like that.
He burned
Yeah,
it
for the
down.
strippers.
Yeah, and that's how he burnt down the stripper. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was a clever Santa, like
I like the menorah.
I was just gonna say
Oh yeah!
that.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Stuck the
That's
guy in the
my
wall
favorite.
with the menorah.
Yes.
I love it when he does his like signature spear move
Uh-huh.
through the butcher shop glass.
Yeah.
And he spears Saul Rubinek,
Yeah.
Mr. Green, and pins him against the wall. And he takes a menorah and shoves it through his throat.
Yeah.
And like a couple of scenes later, we go back to the butcher shop, and like that guy's still
I
alive.
know. It's like, hey, what's up, man?
And then he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was gnarly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like there's all kinds of like gross like kill scenes in this thing, but they really aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
It's-
like
it's-
goofy, fun.
Yeah, it's a
you
real
know.
tongue-in-cheek horror
Fun
movie.
and dumb
Yeah.
is what I call
Yeah,
this
they're,
movie.
they're not bloody. They're
Yeah.
not
No.
gory.
Yeah. Nothing really disturbing like
I
any
mean,
other.
that's not true. There's some disturbing stuff in here. I mean, they don't hold back.
Well,
on
there's
the
no
gore.
pedophilia.
Yeah.
But it's not. I
Thank
don't.
God.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to go take a shower after watching
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Santa was just an evil guy. And
Yeah.
it was just a fun spin on Christmas. And it was fun. And then we got all done watching the movie and I went, that was dumb.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
Yeah. Easily my favorite of the three we have.
Oh, for sure.
and that's not saying much.
It's
though.
not
It's
a
not.
high bar.
Yeah. This is true. But I was also predisposed to liking it because,
Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Well, should we rate it?
Yes, Danny, what would you rate this movie?
Well, if we're rating these on a curve, this would be a 5. No, I'm kidding. It was good. I'd give it 3. I'd give it a 3.
Wow.
It's a good like shut your brain off, have a lot of fun. I didn't find it offensive. It was creative. It wasn't too long. It was like I clocked in at like what I said, like an hour and 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like Goldberg. So yeah, three stars or whatever.
3 stars.
3 menorahs.
3
Wow.
menorahs.
All right, Vader, what would you rate this movie?
Man, so I'm giving it a half star for titties
There you go.
because I have to do that.
There was a bunch of them too.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give it another star just because the camp factor. It was a very campy kind of. But that's it. I'm gonna go like a star and a half. One and a half. Yeah, I really can't give it much more than that.
Okay.
I really didn't enjoy this movie.
Oh.
I thought it was really kind of dumb. So anyway, yeah, it's a star and a half for me. Not a lot of fun. I mean, I get what they were going for, but it's just not my kind of a movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd tell you, it was such a breath of fresh air after those other two.
Oh,
Right.
for sure it was. Yeah,
The order in which you watch these really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all watched this last. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
All right, Jude, what would you rate this movie?
It was the best of the three. I feel similarly to both of you. Like, I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but it was like fun and dumb. I'm never going to watch it again.
Right.
But that being said, it looked the best and didn't offend me, which was huge this week. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 holes to hell.
There we go.
Yep. So, I think this movie is watching just to see Fran Drescher get killed. In the way that she did.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the best kill in the movie. And also Bill Goldberg was awesome in this film. Like, I really enjoyed every time he was on screen, just like his look, like the killing he did, like the whole thing. It was just like, it was fun. And I had a good time watching this movie. Ironically though, I gave Thankskilling 3 stars on the enjoyment factor. I'd probably have to just give this one 2 stars on the enjoyment factor because it is a dumb movie. It's the best movie on a technical level of the 3 that we watched this week. But on the enjoyment level, I just felt it was kind of like, it wasn't as funny as something like Thankskilling was to me, but it was kind of like a fun film, So yeah, overall, I'd probably have to give it, I don't know, 2 Fran Drescher deaths out of 5. Okay. At its most basic level, it's just like an okay film. I would never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Krampus, which is kind of similar, I would watch multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
So you guys, you didn't like how the fate of Christmas came down to a curling match?
Curling.
Yeah, it was very Canadian. Also, the movie ended very abruptly. Like it was just at one point like, oh, I guess Santa's dead. And then you cut to an airport with Bill Goldberg dressed like Bill Goldberg instead of Santa. And you're just like, oh, okay. But man, his facial hair was on point in this movie.
Yeah, it really was.
Good looking facial hair.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is our discussion of horrible holiday movies. Thankskilling, Easter Bunny, Kill Kill, and Santa's Sleigh. Thank you for joining us on the Salty Nerd Podcast. We really appreciate it. Vader, where can people find out more about you?
Oh, man. You guys can all find me on the social medias at Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at MattVader74.
Jude, where can people find out more about you?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And you can find us on our Facebook group, Salty Nerd Podcast
Group.
And please don't watch Easter Bunny Kill Kill.
Yeah, burn that movie.
We watch them so that you don't have to.
That's true.
We did this for you.
Exactly. Yeah, you're welcome. Danny, our fill-in guy, thanks so much for filling in for Alex. Where can people find out more about you?
On Twitter at DorkNightLV. That's DorkKNIGHTLV. Or at the Discord server for Salty Nerd, which you can join at saltynerddiscord.com.
And I am Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter, and kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page. Thank you all for joining us. I promise Alex will be here next week in order to actually properly host this show, so you won't have to put up with me as much as
you did
possible.
fine, man. You did good.
Well, I appreciate that. Anyway, this is Matthew Kadish wishing you a happy Thanksgiving and a happy holidays, and stay salty, my friends.